what protein bar is going to give you the best bang for your buck, and what to be careful of when choosing one. In today's episode, we're going to cover sugars, proteins, and other ingredients that could do more harm than good. And by the end of this video, I'm going to give you my best pick and why. Let's build together. Hey guys, welcome back. And if it's your first time, I'm Jarek, and I'm that guy that wants to build with you. So make sure you hit subscribe and hit that bell to get notifications anytime I put up new content. On this channel, we cover nutrition, health, and fitness. And any of these products that I'm going to cover today in the review, I'll go ahead and put links down in the description so you guys can look it up on your own. So guess what? Let's get into the review. So before we even get started, because I know we were going to dive in, my warning first. One of the things I found out about majority of the protein bars when I started researching to find out what product I was going to switch to was the soy-based products that were involved in these protein bars. The amounts of soy products that were used in it, and then I started going ahead and peeling back the layers on the other products and finding out that they also had soy-based products in it. And that's just something personally that I don't like to intake. I don't like to intake a lot of amounts of soy if I can help it, and especially if I know it's in there. But it was based off of some research that I did that was totally not related to this. So I don't know if you guys know, George Washington Carver actually worked with Ford, and he's actually responsible for giving Ford the idea about mass producing the car. But in that whole ordeal, he wanted a product that he could use to make a lot of different type of resources. So they came up with using soy to make not only paint base, but also plastic, so car parts. And I mean, it might be used to make other things as well. But I don't know about you, but I don't want to eat anything that's used to make plastic, especially if I know about it. So soy is just a big turn off for me. So let's go ahead and get into this review like I said, and we're going to start with the first bar now. So the first bar up is the NITRO, all right? NITRO has an astounding 22 grams of protein, and that's very inviting. And not only that, cookies and cream. So I'm sure it tastes good. I haven't tasted it yet, and that might be another video, but I'm probably not going to taste it on this episode. But 240 calories though in this serving. Although you got 22 grams of protein and you have 8 grams of sugar. Calories is roughly around 20 milligrams and 24 grams of carbohydrates for that energy. Because most people want to grab a protein bar before a workout, or if they get hungry and they know they're going to work out an hour later. So just keep that in mind. Carbohydrates definitely in this bar. But a big turnoff for me was the soy products. So NITRO was out. Let's see what's next on the list. Next on the list, MP with Combat. Now, being ex-military, I definitely love that Combat. Like, that's a sell for me, especially with the green and the white. And it says gluten-free. And this flavor is white chocolate raspberry. Tell me that doesn't sound yummy. Now, we all know because we've had different powders, different proteins. Might sound good and taste like crap. So I'm not totally sold, but it is a pretty good picture. But getting into the stats on this protein bar, it has 210 calories per bar. And it comes in at 20 grams of protein with about 6 grams of sugar, 17 milligrams of cholesterol, and 25 grams of carbs. So with that being said, those stats were pretty good. And roughly these bars, both the Muscle Tech and the Combat, come in about $3 a bar. You might be able to find it here or there, but like I said, I'm going to place the descriptions and links below so you guys can check out pricing and decide for yourself. Another turn off about this bar though, you got it, the soy products. And I said I didn't want soy in my next bar if I could help it. And if I couldn't find one that didn't have soy, I wanted the one that had the least amount of soy products. Because we all know, since a kid coming up, we had no control over our diet, so we probably had soy products then. But now that we're trying to get even healthier and take it to the next level in that nutrition stage, I didn't want them. So, Combat lost. And coming up next, my Spartan pen pal, the Cliff Builder Bar. Enough to be said, 20 grams of protein per bar. And guess what else? 22 grams of sugar. That's higher than the other 2 bars that we just went over. So yeah, it tastes great, but that's what you guys got to think about. If it tastes that good, there has to be some amount of sugar in there that's probably above the threshold that you want to go for in a protein bar. Another thing is, it had 29 grams of carbohydrates, which is pretty good, and 0 milligrams of cholesterol. Now, it said 0, and I'm not saying I don't believe them, but I'm saying that I don't totally trust it. It's probably got to have something in it, but they do claim it has 0 milligrams of cholesterol, which if that's the case, that's awesome. But another thing that threw me off, besides for the high amount of sugar in the Clif Bar, was the soy product. Multiple soy products in here. Soy isolate, soy oil, and some other soy products in there. So like I said, personally, the soy was a big breaker for me, and I didn't want it if I didn't have to have it. So in that case, my favorite pen pal, Spartan Buddy, as hard as it is, I gotta let you go. And that's pretty hard because that bar actually tastes pretty damn good. So why don't we just go ahead and leave that before I pick it up and start eating it now and get to this, the next bar on the list. So without further ado, the bar that you can't get in the store, you have to have a rep. So with that being said, you have to go above and beyond to get it unless you order it online. But let's go ahead and go into the stats anyway. And this is the Advil bar. And it has 280 calories. 280. So that's like the highest one I think so far that we went over. 280 calories. So if we're like calorie counting, you know, that might be a deal breaker for you. It comes in 16 grams of protein for the Advil bar. So that's 4 less on average than our last 3 bars. It also comes in at 3 grams of sugar, which is pretty awesome compared to the other bars that we had. I think that's the lowest so far. 3 grams of sugar is not bad. And it comes in at 28 grams of carbohydrates. The big deal breaker for this one, besides for the 10 milligrams of cholesterol, which like I said isn't bad, but the big deal breaker is soy. This one has a lot of soy products in it. And when I say a lot, I mean like 3. And for me, that's a deal breaker because like I said before, I don't want any soy. So that on top of the fact that you have to have a rep to get it, so it's not readily accessible. If I go down to GNC or Walmart or to the vitamin shop, I have to order it or have a rep. So this bar definitely lost. It's got multiple soy products. I have to have a rep to get it. And the taste, was a little bit not to be desired. But like I said, I'm willing to sacrifice taste for less sugars, no soy, and a good amount of protein. That is the goal. So Advil bar is out of there. Let's see what's next. By far the bar with the coolest name, Grenade, the Carb Killer. Remember, with an A, not ER. I mean, and even look at the packaging. It's all nice and foiled. It's got a grenade on it. It says peanutter. It might strike you a little odd. But it comes in at 220 calories with 21 grams of protein. So that's like second highest in most of these bars that we've already went over. I think the NITRO Tech was the highest so far at 22 grams. But it comes in at a staggering 15 grams of sugar, which is also the second highest compared to the Builder bar that came in at like 22 grams of sugar. So before I even read any further, the Killer was killed in my choice. It had 15 grams of sugar. It has multiple soy products, and it had 220 calories. So with that, I was already done. So the Killer got killed. It's done. So our last and final bar, it's my favorite choice. It's the one that I ended up with. It's the one I decided on, and I'm gonna go ahead and show you that right now. That is Quest Nutrition, ranked #1 personally on my list. Maybe not yours, but if you look into it, it also might be first and #1 on your list. They have multiple flavors, and when I say multiple, I mean gobs of different flavors. And what was extra crisp about this bar, this company, is majority of the bars ranked in about 1 to 3 grams of sugar, which was awesome. I don't think I saw any bar that had over 6 grams of sugar. And I'm not saying there isn't one, but out of the flavors that I looked at that I was interested in, I didn't see one over 6 grams of sugar. This bar comes in at 5 grams, but check this out. It comes in at 190 calories. That's the lowest of any of these bars that we went over. So 190 calories is pretty damn good because it's under the 200 mark, and I understand it's like right under it, but it's under it, and it comes in at 5 grams of sugar, which is pretty good at beating the rest of the bars out. And another thing, 5 milligrams of cholesterol. That's even a winner in this case. And 22 grams of carbohydrates. So even with those stats, this bar was already like highly interesting to me. So interesting, I had to go ahead and go right into the store because I do most of my search like we all do. I'm on the web like looking, going through page. I got pages everywhere. So the Quest bar, guess what the best thing about it was? No soy products listed. Because I have a trust issue. I gotta admit it. It said listed and I loved it. So no soy products at all. None. That right there, I basically shook hands with the Quest bar. Like, we're in agreement. We're locked into a contract from here on out. I'm firing the Cliff Bar. I'm hiring Quest. No soy products, 190 calories, 21 grams of protein, 22 grams of carbohydrate, and 5 grams of sugar. It's a winner. So in today's review, my top choice, my best pick, the Quest bar. And yes, I started out with blueberry muffin. They have other flavors as well. And like I said, I'm gonna put links below so you guys can access information. Check out the flavors of these bars. Check out the stats on these bars. You don't have to trust me or believe me. I wouldn't try to mislead you, but hey, do your due diligence and click those links and look into those bars, and you might even find some other bars you like. And hey, if you try it, I can tell you right now, the taste, like I said, I was willing to sacrifice on it, but actually it wasn't that bad. The taste isn't that bad. And I actually feel a little lighter when consuming this protein bar. It doesn't sit as heavy on me as the Builder bar did, which is an extra plus because I feel like I can eat it a little closer to my workout if I get there, if I have to, and not feel like I might have to upchuck this bar if I work out extremely hard. Quest bar is it. #1 ranking. What do you think? Tell me what you feel. Tell me how you feel. Don't forget to subscribe. Hit that notification bell so you guys can get updates on content that I'm going to continue to give you. And don't forget, coming soon is going to be the first instructional workout, and I'm pumped about that to get you guys started on that. Go ahead below, links in the description. Don't forget about the Instagram and the Twitter at That Guy Health. And guys, make sure you share the wealth. Tell everybody about That Guy Health. You guys come on over because I'm going to have more information for you. Peace.